Let's get this party started, kids. PB blaster hands. Blaster hands. Pew, 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 pew. Blaster hands. That's a good hours or two worth of editing to get 10 minutes worth of footage. Yay! Bye. Welcome to Smoke Shop. Alright, gang. I'm going to go ahead and preface this, whether I leave it in or not, with I lost a close friend yesterday. So I'm not in the best of moods. But I think this motorcycle has given us enough of a proof of life that I think she deserves a wash, a good cleanup. And I think that'll be very satisfying for you guys. I did buy the starter solenoid. It was not very expensive. I have not reached out to the owner yet, but I believe what I'm going to do is go ahead and get a battery. I have a pile of batteries over there, and AutoZone supposedly still gives a $10 gift card per battery. So I figure if I can find at least 3 decent batteries and a motorcycle core, well, I have a motorcycle core, I should be able to get a battery cheap or free. I think I'm going to reach out to him and just see, before I get too in deep into this, what his plan is. Because if I can get a title for this thing and get him to give it to me or sell it to me cheap, then I think I'm going to go ahead and get it. Because I see bobber all day long, and that's my ride. I love I'll should maybe put a picture in of my old Yamaha XS650. But that was more of a rat bike. And this one I can really see cleaning up and turning into a nice bobber. And it's a soft tail, so it would look cool. There's several of them out there. Again, maybe I'll throw some pictures up. In other news, I'm making some progress on the shop. Mr. Hancock's back over here. We are sitting now where he was, sort of. The plan, again, I'm going to utilize some shelves and stuff that I have and do a cabinet wall here. And then the golf carts and stuff can be here. Mr. Hancock can be there. We'll get rid of the table, put all these parts into cabinet, maybe move the smaller table over to work off of, and have Mr. Hancock's little area here. Then that could be where the motorcycle is now, could be just kind of the empty bay where anything we're working on pulls in. And that should leave us with plenty of open floor space once we get rid of the stupid car over here. So there's that. Since we know that this battery is toast, it has not been on the charger this whole time. I just didn't disconnect it. You know, always disconnect your negative cable first. And all I'm doing here is holding these wires back. Okay. Duralast CTX12 BSFP. It's not even hardly swollen or anything. I bet we could bring this back to life, but this isn't a battery restoration channel. Alright, kids, let's get Mr. Hancock out of the way. What am I trying to do here? Move over just a little bit. Right. Brum 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 brum. Wow, guys, you almost died. Guess we need to re-disconnect. Re-disconnect. Do not drop. Re-disconnect, please. Do not drop. Trying to disconnect. Thank you. Disconnecting. Thank you. Alright. I mean, we could put it on there. So let's put on the gas tank. Obviously, it's not a final assembly. But if we're going to wash it, we should probably have all the parts on it. We do not want to put water in our fuel tank. That's very important. However, this key does not fit the gas tank. So I'm glad I figured that out before I closed the gas tank. Either that or it's just totally seized up. There it goes. It was just totally seized up. Let's spray some lube on that because I've had these caps get stuck shut. And it's no fun to get them off. Basically, you have to destroy everything. So we're just gonna looby-dooby this on up and hopefully get it to where it works correctly. Alright, that feels better. It scares me. Again, like I said, I've had it happen before and it's no fun. Hopefully it'll open back up. We do not want to get water in the carburetor. So what I think I'm going to do is see if we can find, that's probably what I'm looking for. Yep. That. And we're going to be very conscious of where we spray water and not spray it in the carburetor, even though there is a cover on it now. Also, these two vent lines, probably going to not want to get water in them. I'm going to leave the seat off and then we'll put it on after we clean that fender. Not a sponsor. Add some of this. How much? Probably a lot less than that. Perfect. Let's grab a sponge. Brand new sponge and a scrub brush. Which I don't know what all I've used the scrub brush for, so let's rinse it out. She ain't perfect, but she's a lot better than she was. get her back inside here. I will say this, a nice detail job would do this bike a bunch of good. I went the seat. I think the worst thing that happened to this bike was it got left outside. I think before that, it was pretty much brand new. Because I can see the overall majority of it is in great shape. It's just showing the beginnings of what happens when you leave a motorcycle outside in the weather, especially in Florida. And that is rust, paint fade, bug infestation eventually. They'll get ants that will actually, especially if your tires run out of air, ants will find their way inside of the tire and make a nest. And she's going to shine up just nice, just fine. Just having a hard time speaking today. I don't know if y'all can see it, but stuff like that and this surface rust right here, I don't think it's that deep. The majority of that will go away. Again, with a little bit of the correct attention, some metal polish. It's one of those things, a couple beers and a few hours in the garage, this thing will pop and look brand new again. Well, I mean, except for this crap. Anyhow, I'm gonna shut this down, maybe get something to eat, cool off, and look into getting a battery for this thing. And we'll go from there. And once again, Amazon for the win. Yay. Bum, bum, bum. Mighty Max. Supposedly, I mean, it better be non-spillable considering it was upside down. But supposedly pre-charged and ready to go. Is that a sticker? Sticker! Oh boy. Sticker, sticker, sticker. They gave me a sticker. Good manufacturer. Always send a sticker. We'll put that right on the sticker cabinet. Right now. It's die cut. It's a battery shape. I should have seen that. There goes that sticker. Thank you, Mighty Max batteries. For my tickle. I like tickle. Smack that shit. Smack it. Anyhow, we are not going to immediately install this battery because I need to at least give this carburetor a half a glance, A. And B, I want to make sure that I didn't get, wherever it is, water in there. That's the main supply line. Also, I wouldn't mind replacing that line. It's a little bit stiff. I guess I should bring you around here, huh? Alright, gang. Let's get this air cleaner cover off. There's no air cleaner in there, technically. So it's merely an air cleaner cover. Which for now, I'm going to set right there. I think I should take this off, I guess. Except it's not as easy as you think it is. Let's get this fuel tank off. And get it out of the way. Now we can sort of see what's going on at least. Everything's so clean, I don't want to put fingerprints on it. Ho, ho, ho. This is absolutely ridiculous. Really do that? It really does that. Wow. So the fuel line does a dip and then comes back up. That's pretty cray-cray, in my opinion. And it goes between the cylinders. Tell you what. Oh yeah, it's full of water. I can see standing water in it. As careful as I tried to be, I think I already mentioned it, I did not protect the main input line of the carburetor, which is full of water. So I need to pull that off. Again, it's brittle anyway, but it's going to be a real pain in the butt. But maybe we'll hit the top of these cylinders while we're in there and have the fuel tank back off. So that's our next mission. Okay, well, anyone who actually watches my channel knows I don't normally use power tools, but I have them. Wow, that's stripped out completely. That's why you don't use power tools, folks. Perfect demonstration. I did not do this. I don't know if that's focused or not because I don't have my glasses on. But that's completely stripped out. Totally stripped out, like almost smooth. And what that's from is whoever, somebody's obviously had this thing apart already. And whoever had it apart last put it in with power tools and either cross-threaded it or just over-tightened the hell out of it. Both of them. Both of them. Well, that one's not as bad. It's probably just stripped out on the nut. It is what it is, guys. Yay, that wasn't stripped out. Yay, neither was that. Uh-oh. Are those the same size would be my next question. Yes. What else could possibly be holding this on? Oh, about 50 breather hoses. Because emissions. How many more hoses can you possibly attach to this thing? There are literally... We gotta get you in here for this. There they are. Can you kind of see them? That's 3 different hoses down there going to this air cleaner. That's just going to the air cleaner box. The carburetor itself has 1, 2, 3, 4 lines going to it. The main issue that I have is that I know that there is water in that main supply line because of my own stupidity. You watch me do it, guys, and you let me do it. But anyway, we need to try and get that line off. Because of the way it's routed, it goes underneath and back up. So what I'm going to try and do is just get that off of the bung and blow it out with air. And then I'm just going to put some fuel in there and, well, after I reattach it. And we'll see what happens. My biggest concern right now is, that was neat, that this carburetor's gummed up. I'm hoping it's not. Everything I've seen so far tells me that this thing was put away correctly, which means possibly run out of gas before it was parked. That wasn't that bad at all. Now, the interesting part is going to be trying to get this hose back on. Sorry if that was a little bit non-climactic, but it was good for me. The odds of me pulling this off are slim and none. It'd be so much cooler if you actually just went on there without shredding like you're trying to. Oh, you're shredding. Okay. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to say F it. Because this line is terrible. This is supposed to be a rubber line. That part is solid as a rock. And this part is brittle beans. This is a different size than the barb on the carburetor. Theoretically, this is a factory part and actually has a barb at the end that widens. I certainly couldn't get that on short notice. So what I did is I went to the auto parts store and I got some 5/16 and 3/8. I'm pretty positive the 3/8 is going to work on that, but I don't think it's going to work on that end. So I think I'm going to open up the 5/16 first. It's not like I need to bring one of these back. I will always use fuel line. But if we can get that onto here, then I'd be willing to use this on that end with a clamp. And I think I'm going to be able to do that. So that end is the end I'm concerned about. If I do that, I definitely want to put an actual a a hose clamp with the damn screw. You know what I mean. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So that we can get it good and tight. We're going to hope for good luck and try and feed this through a hole that's bigger than it is. I mean smaller than it is. Feed on through there. Where are you? I see you moving stuff. Is that it? That's totally it. Sweet. Yay! We win. Let's go ahead and feed that through the rest of the way. Because if we're going to cut anything off, we're going to cut it off at the tank end. So that's where we want our extra. It's going to be interesting to get this hose clamp into a position where we can actually tighten it. And it fits. Very possibly impossible. So what we have is the tiniest little bit of room to get. If I was real lucky and I grabbed this the right way, I could possibly get this in there and onto the there's physically not enough room. There's physically not enough room. Son of a bitch. Okay, y'all see what I'm trying to do. I'm going to see if I can possibly even do this. It's not all the way on there the way I'd like it, but it's on there enough that it's going to clamp. This hose clamp is not in a very good place. But, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. No, I can, I have specialty tools that I can get to this thing if I need to tighten it up tighter. But, I'm going to say that that is going to be good. That there. So there's that. So, in theory, we're not even worried about gas tanks or anything like that yet. What we're going to do is the same thing that we do with the motorhome, which is basically figure out a way to get some fuel into this line and see if this thing will start off its own fuel system. In the spirit of Derek Bieri and Vice Grip Garage, we have some questionable gas that was given to me by a friend when he moved that may or may not be premixed. It doesn't look to be premixed. He said it was. Either way, even if it is, it's not a heavy dose. I'm going to leave that starter relay that's in there because I'm positive that a new battery will help a lot. If it gives us issues, then we'll worry about replacing the relay. But solenoid, whatever you want to call it. But for right now, I am running out of time to pull this video off as far as filming and editing and getting it to you this afternoon, because it is Wednesday. So hopefully we can get this running, maybe take it up the road a little bit just to show that it's rideable, and then edit the rest of this video and get it out to you this afternoon at 4:20 p.m. with a live chat premiere. I want to put the dashboard on again because I'm not sure what of these circuits needs to be in line in order for it to start. The reality is, you know what? If it doesn't start, we'll worry about that. What we're going to do is we're going to spray some starter fluid into this biatch and see if it starts, to make sure that I don't need to install the dashboard. A fair amount, because last time it didn't really run for very long. Pan out. Boing. Let's see what happens. Fire extinguisher right there. Key on. Key on. We have lights. Camera. Okay. See the funnel? It's going to go in the fuel line. It's crazy, I know. This is the part where Smoke Shop is ridiculous. It's fun. Ridiculous is fun. How about that? How about now? Ha 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 ha! Excellent. Ridiculous fuel system 6.4. Alright, well, worst thing that happens is we start a huge fire. That's what the fire extinguisher is for. Now, we're not going to put a bunch of this in here. We're just going to kind of see what happens. Preferably without making a huge mess. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was perfect. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, is there fuel running all over the floor? Not yet. So that's good. I'm thinking we're just going to go for it. All right. Probably way too much. Perfect. Key on. Choke. We'll try it. Okay, what that's telling me is that the carburetor has a restriction. Now that float could be stuck in the up position. That's a very big possibility. We'll give it a couple wraps perhaps. Three, two, one, contact. Okay, well, that is somewhat unfortunate. We could try and blow in here a little bit, see what happens, other than a burning sensation. Oh, something happened. That might have done what I needed it to. Or maybe not. Let's go ahead and do this again. Just for the giggles and shitsin'. Key on. I'm not pulling this carburetor. I've got too much time and money into this bike already that I don't own and don't know the plan on. I can't believe it. I don't have any carburetor cleaner.
clutch safety interlock bypass activated.
We're going to try the old super choke trick, which is basically putting your hand over the carburetor. Did not do anything. So again, just for our own satisfaction. We're still sitting at 120 psi on the compressor. So I'm just going to do something really ridiculous. I dumped the gas back out of the line, back into the can. And we're going to see about blowing this line out. Not that I expect this to necessarily work, but I don't want to pull that carburetor. I really do not want to pull that carburetor. Have I mentioned I don't want to pull that carburetor? There's just entirely too much that can go wrong. You know what I do have, actually, now that I look? How about now? Ha 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 ha! Put some old Berman down there. Ha! That'll do it. It very well could. We're just gonna put like that much. Alright, let's just let that sit and do its thing for a little while. Maybe it'll free it up if we're real lucky. Again, I don't know where the footage is, where we're at. Basically, I just poured some Berryman in there because I don't have any other carburetor cleaner. And I'm trying to free up that float valve because the float valve is clearly stuck closed. So it's not allowing any fuel to get into the carburetor. If we could get fuel into the carburetor, we could probably get it to clear itself up. But if the float valve is stuck, then you can't get any fuel into the carburetor. I do not have a rebuild kit for this. I can't get one in the next hour. So unfortunately, it looks like we're not going for a ride, which is what I was sort of hoping to end this with. Anyway, between personal stuff going on in my life and the fact that I don't have ownership of this bike, I'm not going to spend any more time or money on it right this minute. So we're going to wrap this up, and at least we got it cleaned up and looking better. We definitely have proof of life. I mean, again, if I pull that carburetor off and rebuild it, it'll run fine. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen this video. But at least you're getting a Wednesday video. So for my loyal viewers, thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.